The African American that is already here, he saw the Holy Land. So the one that is back in America doesn't know.
Okay.
And of course he's going to take advantage of that and makes his money on top of that, because they are coming from the colonizers' country where they have to fight to have a position. They are coming where the white man is ruling, where they are dominating. And the blacks, they struggle, they suffer, they had to deal with discrimination.
Okay.
They had to go through a whole thing before they reach on the level that they are now. And it doesn't mean that all Americans are struggling and suffering, because there are enough that having a great job and the business are running. There are millionaires there. But a lot of them also not. And then what we are getting here are the people that are coming from a certain era. You have to understand also the American background and where they went through in America. You know, they came from the plantations, and then they had to fight for an existence in America. And then they get the Jim Crow, or however how you call it, I'm bad with names. And then they had the whole crack epidemic. And how many are not victim of the crack epidemic? Mostly those children that came from those victims are here right now.
Wow.
You understand? So we also have to understand the culture where they came from. And now that they are here, they feel like a king and they feel like a queen, because in America you are a nigger. You are a nigger. You understand?
Can you use the N instead of the nigger?
That is how they call them. Niggers. That is how they call. They call them even themselves niggers. You understand what I mean? So that is like normal there. And the women are the bitches and the hoes. So of course, but that is what they call themselves. It is normal. Yo, bitch. Like, you know, it's normal for them. So I can imagine that when you come to Africa now and you are a queen and you are a king, of course you want to be the king and the queen, because nobody wants to be a bitch or a nigger. So of course they feel more comfortable here, but that does not mean that you have to come here and start walking over our people. You know, respect them. Even if you see them with less, respect them. It would be smart of us Ghanaians, don't let the lack of money put us in a whole new era of colonization. Because that is what it's starting to look like, that they are coming to colonize us. Because, yeah, they want to pay the Ghanaian 500 Ghana, 1,000 Ghana, maybe, if they are lucky, and because Ghanaians doing it as well, so they think they can do it too. They have 10 people working for them like that, and then it goes wrong, because they will rob you, and you will cry, go back home, and talk bad about Ghana. But if you would have come humble, if you had humble yourself, like that's how we Ghanaians are. We are humble people, and adapt to the Ghanaian life, you know? I mean, from the first time when I came home, I was sweeping, you know, with the, like, and my family were like, hey, look at this girl. She's like, she's born here. Because I try to adapt to my people, to what we do. I eat with my hands. If I come to
what do you see, like the differences between the Caribbean country to, you know,
the Americans. It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Even when they come from the Caribbean to America, it's like a culture shock.
Okay.
And even when those from the Caribbean that live in America, when they come back home to the Caribbean, for them it's also a culture shock again, because they get so accustomed of living in the States. And in the Caribbean, they are more, yeah, the life is more like in Africa.
Okay.
We don't eat with our hands really there, or we don't carry the babies on our back. There were things like, I was like the only one who was doing that. You know, everybody was looking at me like, what are you doing? So in Africa, this is normal, you know? So life is, yeah, it's more like an African lifestyle. So of course, when you go to America, it is different. Even those from the Dutch Caribbean, so where I was, when they come into Europe, it's different. But there is a difference between the black ones in America and the black ones in Europe. The black ones in America, they came from the slave ships and they get to America. They fight themselves of the plantations and fight for an existence.
Okay.
Now, when you go to Europe, those blacks that came from the colonization, they were living on the islands or in Suriname, and they decided themselves to come to Holland.
Okay.
And that was in the, let me say, the 60s, 70s. Okay, you were already in the 40s, you already get some, but not too much. But really in the 60s, 70s, 80s is when really they start traveling to go to Europe, especially Holland, of course, because they go to the countries where they are connected with. So that is a different type of life that they had. They did not fight themselves off the plantations and created an existence in Holland or any other place in Europe. They really went there to themselves to find a better life. Yeah, and then you will have some in America that also came from the Caribbean and stuff to get a better life there, that went to schools over there and such. But the big crowd of those in America are from those that came out of slavery. And then if we really go deep in it, we of course had Africans that were already in Africa before Peter Stuyvesant and what is this other guy, Columbus, came, because we Africans traveled long before the white man did. So we were there already. We were already connected with the Native American, of the Indian. We were already connected with them. So you will have a part of that also.
Okay,
So it's a mixture.
It's a mixture. Wow,
Yeah.
that is great. But when the Caribbean comes to Ghana, you in Ghana,
Yes.
how is it like?
The Caribbeans are not coming that much yet. That is what I try to do. In those times it was very hard. In my time nobody was really worrying with it. I was more like crazy. That's why they called me loco, because like, who wants to go to Africa? Now is really the time, and what I've seen after Hodemaya came, like it became really a hype. But before Hodemaya there was Nana Fofi. She was already in the Caribbean, already promoting it and everything, but the time is now. The time is now, and I really hope that he also succeeds with his fame to get things going with like them, because that was my dream, that was my mission. I'm going to get a container boat. I'm going to get a boat to bring people, school exchange programs. I have this from Each African Teach an African. There is where I as an African teach other African. That became a whole big project. I created a book, Mama Africa. I have Mama Africa classes, so that is another thing what I do to make money. I fly to Holland and I teach the children in Holland about Africa. I teach them about our ancestors. I teach them about our deities. I teach them about like, if you want to create a better world, you have to embrace Africa, because without Africa we will not have a better world.
But a lot of people doesn't really even understand why normally we preach about Africa. Can you give us why we should do that?
Okay, so as what I teach the children, look around you. Do you see all the buildings? Without Africa we couldn't build them, because the biggest industry in diamonds is the building industry.
Okay.
So for you to, like we call it in Dutch, we call it a bore machine, like a drill machine. The drill machine, the thing that drills, it to go through stone and concrete, is created with diamonds. That is what makes it so strong that it can go through that. Wow. So the biggest industrial that takes diamonds is the building industry. Yes, they take the most diamonds. And if we talk about the gold now, it's not for jewelry.
It's not for jewelry.
It's actually for our mobile phones, for our laptops, for our TVs, for our tablets. And then, so we take from Africa, and then when we are done with our smartphones, we dump it back in Africa, because that is our e-waste. You know, it started all in Ghana, actually, e-waste. And it started with the Dutch.
Okay.
They called up some schools and said, we have computers for all you. Are you interested in computers?
Wow.
And they sent containers full with computers. And in Ghana, we invited those containers with open arms, and then we opened the containers and we find out that 90% of the computers were not working.
Hey.
So now we are stuck with a bunch of computers that are not working. So then we learned about e-waste and that it has stuff inside, gold, what we can collect and recycle again. And I'm not saying it good, but that is the beginning of Ablugoshi. Yeah, that's how we call the place, right? Ablugoshi. No, Ablugoshi or something. So right about outside of Accra, Ablugoshi. We have
Agbogbroshi.
Anyway,
Agbogbroshi.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the biggest
market.
e-waste in West Africa. There's where it started.
Agbogbroshi market.
And now e-waste become very big in Africa because the Europeans, they don't want that waste. Young children that are taking out it has a special name, I forget the name, but they taking out those raw materials out of the phones, out of the lab. It's dangerous to do that. And you have small children, you have mothers with little babies, they are in the garbage there trying to get out these things. They use fire, they use chemicals to take away the gold out of these products. So it became a whole thing. And if we're not talking about the e-waste, we talk about the donation clothes. Stop sending clothes to Africa. We don't need it. We sell them. We make money with it. Bruni clothes, we sell them. These second-hand clothes, what we get out of the West. We don't need charity because, first of all, the West doesn't do charity to help us. The West does do charity to help themselves because they come with the charity and they will ask land. When you go to South America, South Africa, you will find the biggest diamond plantation, of however you call it, and it is on a protected land. And that protected land is from WWF, so it is a funds that protect lands and animals. But the diamonds are on top of that land, so it is a game. Because when you go in the Western world and you have a business and you put 1 million in charity, you can write it off tax. So you will have to pay less tax because you are doing charity.
Do you have a question that you wish I should have asked you? What would be that question?
No, we did a lot. We can always do a next one.
Yeah, it's always a next one.
Yes.
Because there is a book that you hold here. I want you to tell us a bit about it.
It's the Vagina Oracle. That's my book.
Okay.
It's all kind of intimate tips and tricks for women. So it's like the Vagina Bible. Issues, if you have certain issues, you go inside here and you check like what you can do to solve your own issue, because what I'm doing, I'm bringing women back to their original power. I want them to learn about the herbs, what we have growing around us. Like certain herbs are growing in your yard and you can heal yourself with it. Certain issues, you don't have to go to the doctor. You can cure yourself and you can heal yourself. And that is what I'm doing with my Vagina Bible, the Vagina Oracle. So if anything, you have certain intimate tips and tricks, please check out my book. Check out me for feet talk. I give counseling. I give womb massages. I give womb massages. I give steam surface, so you can steam your vagina and heal it with natural herbs. I give scrub sashes, so I scrub your body with natural handmade scrubs that I do myself.
I think you should be doing it somewhere in the nature or the beach side.
I will get there.
You get there.
I will get there. I'm now in Pokuase, but I give my service mostly at people their home. But in the future, when I get to buy my land, I will get something natural. I want to do retreats. So Oh, just keep following me.
Mm.
This woman, you will see my face. I came from
Again.
far. I came from far. It took me 20 years to reach to them. And I'm on
20
fire.
years.
20 years, because 18 years I was in the Caribbean. Bring the gospel of Africa.
Wow. This is the true the back of how do you say, the black star. This is the black star that we're looking for, right?
Yes,
So you
please.
bring in the black stars.
Yes,
Yeah,
I can show my tattoo in the back.
Oh, wow. You have a tattoo in
I've
the back.
Ghana tattoo. I have
Wow.
Africa, and then Africa is the flag of Ghana, because Ghanaians are Africa. We the Akan. We were everywhere. We were in Nubia, what is now Ethiopia. We were in Kemet. We built pyramids, what is now Egypt.
Wow.
We were Mali Empire. We were there where the Dogon is. We were there. Even when you go to their symbols, to their deity, Amma, it's the same one as us. And now we are here, in particularly where we are now.
Yeah.
But Ghanaians, the Akan, we were everywhere in Africa. We are Africa.
What do you think? Okay, I still like we need to go. It seems like it's getting interesting. It's getting epic.
It's getting epic, yes.
It's getting epic. For real, it's getting epic. Like, will you be shocked if Ghana becomes too much westernized?
Yes, that is definitely a problem. That is where it slowly starts going to. You see it in religion.
We'll end up losing our culture.
Exactly, but we are losing our culture. We don't see everybody's in church every Sunday. You understand?
Our culture
It's not going to church. We go to a comfort. We are traditionalists. That is our original belief system. We were one with nature. We always were one with nature until the colonized. And I'm not talking about the Europeans. I'm talking about the Arab. There it start coming in. You see? Why you think the Arabs get so big in Africa? Because they were very smart. They married with our woman. And we know how everything goes to our female lineage. So when you are a high Arab and you are marry a queen mother or a princess and you make a child with her, you make a son with her, and he will be the next chief. There we have a Muslim chief.
Wow.
And that is how they did.
To be honest, we can't end this.
Yeah, we have to.
Still, we understand. We educate. We make sure that Africa is really important to us. By the moment I'm in Ghana, so if you see me in Ghana, you can say hi. She's in Ghana. Relocate to Ghana and making waves with what she does, and it's so amazing. And I really appreciate you coming. Where can they find you?
You can find me on social media, of course. Nana Fofi. Is Nana Fofi Efia Nkonsema. The first. And nanafofi.com.
Okay.
But please follow me on Instagram, the Vagina Oracle, because that one needs followers. I need everywhere followers on Instagram. I'm not so good on Instagram. I'm more better with Facebook. I have my YouTube channel, V Oracle, that is really for what is for the woman empowerment, intimate. And then I have Nana Fofi, also a YouTube channel, but there I promise I put more things on it about my preachings, because I'm a disciple of my Abosom, and my gospel is Africa.
Wow, that is so amazing. Thank you so much for joining Epic. It was so nice to be nice. Thank you guys, Charlie. Without you guys, I won't be here. So I appreciate you as always. We'll see you in the next video.
Peace
out.